In this video, I'm going to teach you how to sell AI print-on-demand t-shirts on Etsy with an easy step-by-step process. We're going to go through niche research, creating your t-shirt designs, creating the listings for all of those designs, as well as the mock-up images. Then we'll go over publishing your designs to Etsy, and I will also give you a bonus tip at the end of the video to increase your sales. When it comes to niche research, there's a few important things to note. First of all, if you want to build a consistent passive income stream, I would recommend entering evergreen niches, meaning an evergreen niche could be a specific animal, an occupation, a hobby, a type of food or drink, or a general interest that people might have. And the reason we want to enter these evergreen niches is because they get sales throughout the entire year. If you always chase trends or target specific holidays, then your sales are going to be going up and down, and it won't be very consistent. Now, the next question is, which evergreen niches should you enter? Most people starting out jump into the niches that have the highest demand. For example, the nursing niche or the teacher niche get a lot of sales on Etsy. However, the downside is they also have a lot of competition, which is going to make it difficult to get any sales organically. So if you have a lot of budget to run ads, then yeah, you might have a chance in those really big niches, but in my opinion and from my experience, it is way better to target niches that have low to medium competition, but that still have decent demand. One tool that can help you find those niches is Everbee. I'm going to have a link in the description that will take you to Everbee. You can test it out for free, and it's essentially a browser extension that adds this additional sidebar right here and a lot of different tools that we can use while we're browsing on Etsy. And to find evergreen niche ideas, I like to type in funny t-shirt and hit enter, and then we can bring up our sidebar, click on product analytics, and search the entire database of Etsy for this search term. So now we've nearly got 1 million results. We can sort these by monthly sales right here. So the top sellers are showing at the very top. And then we've also got a bunch of filters that we can apply right here. For example, I would exclude the keyword Disney because you are going to come across a lot of Disney inspired designs, which we're not allowed to sell. Unfortunately, Etsy is flooded with them. And then we can start scrolling through the results and look out for evergreen niche ideas. You're going to see a lot of different phrases. You will see some designs with graphics and phrases. So for example, here, this design is a gardener t-shirt. You can click on the thumbnail and it will bring up more of a detailed view of that very listing with all of the stats showing right here and some of the keywords that are being used in the listing. So this would be the gardener niche. If you want to take note of it, you can also hit this favorite symbol right here, and that will add it to your favorites list on the left hand side in this sidebar. You also want to look out for patterns while you're looking through this. So if you see multiple designs that are within the same niches or that are very similar, then that might show some potential as well. For example, I've seen a few shirts now that have been aimed at raccoon lovers. If we open this up, you can see right here, vintage raccoon t-shirt. So this is another one that I'm going to add to the favorites. These are just ideas that I'm collecting. I'm going to also show you how to then validate the ideas and check them for competition. Here we've got a listing for the tea niche. This is a hunting design that might also be worth looking at. We've got a chicken sweatshirt showing right here. And I've now seen multiple shirts that say strawberry jams with a frog graphic. So I'm going to add this to my favorites as well. And now what I'm going to do is click out of Everbee right here and then just amend the search results to say strawberry jam t-shirt and type that in. And then I will once again head to the analytics to see how many search results we have for this niche. So the total is 496. That is quite low. And there's actually a lot of listings that are selling very well. So this to me is a good example of a promising looking niche. I've not checked this for trademarks. That is something they have to do as well. So check it for trademarks, make sure it's not ripping off a movie or something like that, or related to Disney as some of the Etsy shirts are. But this still serves as an example of a good niche. It has very little search results, right? Below 1,000 is really, really good. And there is clear evidence of a lot of sales happening right here. Another niche that we stumbled across is gardener t-shirts. So let's take a look at that as well, just as an example. This one is definitely getting a lot of sales as well. So many listings that are doing well. However, the results for this niche are nearly 40,000, which is too much in my opinion. That is quite high competition. Ideally, you want to try and aim for below 2,000 search results. That is an ideal, right? You can still enter niches that have more search results, that have sort of medium competition, but 40,000, I would classify that as high competition. When it comes to creating your t-shirt designs, there's a bunch of AI tools that can help you out. In this video, I'm going to focus on DALL-E 3 because it's one of my favorites. It's very easy to use and the results are very applicable to print on demand. Alternatively, you could also use Ideogram, for example, if you need help with that. I just recently uploaded a video sharing 31 ideogram prompts for print on demand. But now let's jump into DALL-E 3 and I'll give you some tips for creating your graphics. In case you didn't know, DALL-E 3 runs on ChatGPT and you do need a Plus subscription in order to access it. And the goal here is to create between 10 and 20 graphics or designs for the niche that we want to enter. In this, I'm just going to use as an example niche narwhal, which is a type of sea animal, and you type in your prompt at the bottom in order to get a result. And if you need help with your prompts, I actually have a free DALL-E 3 prompt guide, which you can find on my website, philipanders.com, in the freebies section. I'm going to show you one of the prompts right here as an example. So it's vintage distressed sunset design featuring the silhouette of a motorboat. In this case, I'm going to change this to my niche of narwhal, and then you've got a color scheme at the end which you could amend as well, red, blue and orange. But here I'm just going to hit enter to show an example of how DALL-E 3 works. So it's going to create an image right here. It takes a few seconds. There we go. This is a pretty decent result. We still would have to add some text to it afterwards to make it more interesting, but I think this is a good start. I would recommend regenerating your result multiple times because with AI, sometimes it looks a bit funny, other times it will look better in terms of the results that you're getting. So it's always worth it giving it multiple tries and testing out multiple different prompts. Here are another few examples of me using some prompts from that free guide with text. So you can add phrases to these prompts as well, but it is a bit hit and miss. So in this case, it worked out, the graphic looks decent and the text is spelled correctly, but I did give this 5 attempts. The others are not that great. Here's another example of one of the kawaii prompts from that guide where I've added some text. In this case, it's spelled incorrectly and the graphic looks nice. In this case here, it's spelled correctly, but the graphic isn't the greatest. So as you can see, adding text is a bit hit and miss. So I would recommend just start with graphics in DALL-E 3 and you can always add the text afterwards in Photopea, Photoshop, Illustrator, whatever your design tool of choice is. Now, if you're struggling to come up with funny phrases or puns for your niche, I also have something to help you out. So if you go to Explore GPTs and search for pun, then you're going to find a bunch of different pun generators. I have been using this one at the top by Merch Momentum because it's designed for print on demand sellers. If you click on Start Chat right here, then you can type in a topic and it's going to give you a list of 25 different pun ideas, some of which are not going to be amazing, but I have found some really cool prompts right here that are very usable for t-shirt design. And I will also have a link to this GPT in the description. And another quick tip, there is another GPT that can help you generate graphics for print on demand called Sticker Whiz. You can find it in the Explore GPT section, or I'll have a link to it in the description. As you can see right here, I said come up with some sticker ideas for narwhals, and we have a variety of different results that look quite good. Not all of them are amazing, not all of them are perfect, but some of them are definitely usable for POD if we add some phrases afterwards. Now, once you've downloaded your designs from DALL-E 3, you might notice that it doesn't save them in a PNG format, but not to worry, I've got a free bulk image converter for you linked in the description, and all you have to do here is drag and drop your images onto onto this page, make sure the file format is PNG and then hit submit. That's going to add the task to my files over here. This is the queue, and usually this is done in just a few minutes. You can click this button right here to refresh, and then once everything is ready to download, you can click the purple button to download all of these files in one go. Next up, you need to remove the background from your graphics. One free tool that can help you out right here is called Clip Drop. All you have to do is drag and drop your image into this blue field and hit remove background. Now this sometimes works very well, like in this example, and then you can just click download. Other times it messes up the graphic a bit. In that case, if you're struggling with Clip Drop, then make sure to check out this video right here where I show some alternative free methods to remove the background more effectively. Those methods take a little bit longer than this one, but it is worth it to get the graphics right. And the last step that's required to prepare a files for printing is upscaling the images. So I'll have a link in the description to a free image upscaler where you can drag and drop up to 20 graphics into this field right here. Then I would recommend choosing a different model to the default one. I quite like the DGB LOL Sharp 6X, and I would also enable enhance the input image. That typically gets some crisper and more vibrant results. And then you want to hit submit, and it's the same thing as before. The task right here will be queued, and you can find the task in the My Files section where you will have to wait a few minutes, and then you will have all of your files in very high quality and you can download them in bulk with the purple button. So once you've got about 10 or 20 graphics that have the background removed, that are upscaled to a high quality, and that ideally also have some phrases attached to them, which you can add later on with Photopea, Photoshop, etc., then you also want to make sure they are exported and saved in a PNG format with the dimensions of 4,500 pixels by 5,400 pixels, which is perfect for t-shirt design print files. And now we can move on to the next step, which is creating the listings, mockups, and publishing the designs to Etsy. For the next steps in this tutorial, we are going to need two things. First off, you need an Etsy store. If you haven't opened one yet, I will have a link in the description which will lead you to the page where you open a store, and it will also give you 40 free listing credits to get started with. And the second thing you will need is a MyDesigns account, who we're going to use to fulfill these orders and publish the listings to Etsy very easily and seamlessly. So I will have a link in the description to MyDesigns as well, where you can register for an account. Once you've logged into your MyDesigns account, you need to head over to the listings tab and click on home up here, which will open up the collections or your folder system in a sense. Here we want to add a new folder, and you want to give it a relevant name and use the default template. Click add new folder, select it right here and open the folder up. And now we can go ahead and upload our t-shirt designs that we've just created. Just drag and drop them into this field and then click upload all. There we go, I've loaded 8 designs into my collection, and this process works with up to 120 designs at once simultaneously with the top MyDesigns subscription. Just wanted to make you aware of that because you can save a lot of time by doing this with a bulk of designs at once. In this case, the first thing I'm going to do is change to the list view right here and then select all of the listings to now generate the title, tags, and description. We can do this with a feature called Vision AI. If we open Vision AI, you can select the platform. In this case, Etsy is fine by default, and then we can select the product type. We're going to sell t-shirts in this case, so again, the default is fine. And now the interesting thing down here is product features. If we enable this, we can also select the exact product type we want to sell or product name. So if we look for 3001, then we can select Bella 3001 down here. We can also provide custom instructions if you want to add something like add details about fast shipping in the description, for example. This is a bit like a prompt bar with AI. So now we can click generate listing data and yes, run Vision AI. The job has been added to the queue. And there we go. Now we've got a title, tags, and description for all of these listings generated very quickly with AI. Usually these are really, really good as a starting point. You might have to make some minor changes to some of the keywords and some of the title, but overall they're very well laid out for Etsy. And they also, as you can see, have the product features down here of the Gildan 3000 in each description, which is really, really handy for the customer. So there we go. That's the first step of creating the listings. Let's move on to mockups. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on mockups right here, create image mockup, which will bring up the MyDesigns mockup generator. And I will type in 3001 at the top, hit enter, and that will filter out all of the Bella Canva 3001 mockups. As you can see, MyDesigns has an absolute abundance of options. And the cool thing is we can enable multi-product right here at the top. And this will enable us to generate multiple mockups at the same time for all of our listings and designs, which is very, very powerful. So let me show you how this works. We've got this one selected already. You can see the preview on the right. Let's also select this couples mockup, maybe also this one right here. We could do a size chart as well as this color chart perhaps, and a male mockup as well. And now you can click through these, configure any settings if you want to. So for example, we could change the product related colors right here. You can type in navy and get an exact match for the right color. As you can see right there, we've got a navy mockup now. And the size charts, this should also be fine. Let's generate a preview with the color chart right here. I would change the background color to white. Yeah, there we go. That works well. And once you've got everything configured, just click on generate mockups in the top right corner, confirm this action, and then as you can see, it's now added 48 jobs to the queue. So it's generating 48 mockups. It's only taken us about a minute or two to configure the settings, and this job itself, as you can see, it's super fast, takes only about a minute also. So this is a super fast way to create mockups for multiple designs at once. If you did this the traditional way, it would take you probably about half an hour at least. And there we go. Now we can double click on any of these file slots and it will show the result for each listing. We can do this for the couples mockup as well right here. It's looking pretty good, color chart as well. And now we're ready to actually publish these listings to Etsy because everything is ready to go. So now you want to go to the top right corner, click on Publish Listings and select Products from the drop-down. You can select T-shirt as the product category right here. We can do gender neutral adult clothing. And then let's go ahead and pick a product, which is the next step. This is where essentially we type in Bella 3001 and choose a production partner that's going to print our order for us. So this is connecting you to a print provider. In this case, MyDesigns is the cheapest option overall. So I'm going to choose this from the drop down. Next step is selecting the colors that you want to sell. If you remember from our color chart, let me just enable that. We've got black, navy, forest, cardinal, and dark heather. So let's choose those colors from these options. So navy, forest green, cardinal, and here we've got dark heather gray. Now it is generating these default mockups, which we can actually disable by clicking on the crossed out eye symbol right here. And now we'll just scroll down to the additional images and click on all of the mockups that we previously generated. And you can change the order just by clicking and dragging very easily right here. You can, for example, have the couple in front if you wanted to, and have the size charts, color charts towards the end. So you can arrange the order right here in terms of how the mockups show up in your listing. And then we can move on to choose prices. So to configure the product price right here, we can replace it for all fields with this function right here. So let's do $24.99 and hit apply. It will show you the approximate profit over here on the right hand side, and you will notice it's slightly different for 2XL and 3XL because the cost of those bigger sizes is higher. So let's change this field right here from all sizes to 2XL and increase the price to make up for that difference right there. So let's do $25.99 and hit apply. And we'll do 3XL, $27.99. Is that enough? Yeah, now the profit is pretty even. And another quick tip right here, you can choose one of the sizes like S and just one of the colors. Let's do forest green, for example, and give that one a cheaper price, something like $17.99. hit apply, and that way it's going to, or this listing or our listings are going to show up a lot cheaper in the search results, with this forest green being the bottom price for size S. So there we go, this is all done. Let's go to preview publish info, where you can double check everything, and then you can go ahead and click publish in the top right corner, which will start loading all of this data into your drafts section on your Etsy store, where you can still check it twice before you publish it to the Etsy marketplace. So a quick bonus tip to help your listings stand out on Etsy is adding some really high quality video mockups, and Placeit is the best resource for that. I will have a link to them in the description. All you have to do here is just search for Bella 3001 and then we'll do video. And I've got 38 results over here. You can see the preview as you hover over each video. And then if you want to use any of these, just click into it, insert your image. On the left hand side, you've got this button right here, choose upload from device, find the right file, and then you want to adjust the placement right here. Just pull this design upwards towards the chest area and then hit crop. I'm also going to change the shirt color to black because that works better for our design, and it's actually a color that we're selling in the listing. I'm going to disable the audio right here in the bottom left corner because we don't need that. This little preview image is looking good in terms of the placement. You can still adjust the placement by clicking on resize right here. That will bring up this window again. And yeah, once it looks like it's all going to be good, just click on play all slides. This is going to pre-render the video for you to give it a quick glance over. There we are. That is looking pretty good to me. And now I can just click download at the bottom, which will add the proper job to the queue where it's going to be rendered in high quality. This can take a few minutes to process, but once it's ready, you will get an email and you will find it up here in this download section. And then just add these videos to your listings. They will be shown in Etsy search results if someone hovers over your listing, which is way more engaging than just a static image and way more eye-catching. And it also makes your products kind of look more premium if there's a model that's actually wearing them and you can see the design moving. So this is definitely a good way to make your listings stand out amongst the competition. As you can see, it's now ready. Click here to download, and then this video will be saved to your device. If you are completely new to MyDesigns, then you would massively benefit from watching this video next, where I share multiple tips and tricks that can help you get the most out of the software and save you a lot of time.